Hello, I'm Laura. It's February 4th, 2026, and this is the Wednesday Heartwarmer of today's Heartlines. Our theme for Heartlines this week is the courage of love, and today we share the heartwarming message of the courage of love to build a world with words of freedom. Several stories inspired this message today, beginning with a young man by the name of Michael Threets. And Michael is the new host of Reading Rainbow, a program that inspires children to read. Michael has spoken out for a long time regarding our freedom to read and the ability to break the boundaries and the barriers created by book banning and to actually share the deep humanity that comes from a greater knowledge of history and philosophy and cultural exchange. And so his story inspires me because, as you can see, I like books too. Another story that inspires me is from the Grammy Awards this week, where Bad Bunny stood up when he received his first award, and he spoke out against ICE simply by saying, "ICE out." Words of freedom for so many people, spoken from his heart and his authentic sharing. And that authenticity with him actually helped him create who he is today, including being the winner of the Album of the Year, the first Spanish language album to win that Grammy. Also, Jelly Roll stood up, and he shared authentically from his heart his love for Jesus and that Jesus is for everyone. You see, whatever our background or belief, if we share beautifully and authentically from ourselves, it's very powerful, and it gives others the permission to be free in expressing themselves as well. And this is the other piece of good news. When Don Lemon, who was arrested last week for being present at a protest at City's Church in St. Paul, actually was reporting on that protest, but was arrested by the Department of Justice of the United States for getting in the way of people's freedom to worship. He actually spoke out and said, "I will not be silenced." And what he was doing, he was speaking for the freedom of speech, for that very First Amendment that he was being criticized for being against. And truly, he was standing in the freedom of that First Amendment, and in doing so, he has since been released without bond. And so we are celebrating freedom today. Whatever the political viewpoints, whatever the religious viewpoints, it is about authentically reaching deep into ourselves and expressing who we are in a way that uplifts and brings love into our world. So we're going to be in touch with this right now. We're going to be in touch with that spirit of "I won't be silenced" by actually going into the silence, the place where we connect with the divine, with God, with that which is greater than we know ourselves to be, by whatever name we give it. And we find the courage to build a world with words of freedom. So let's take a deep breath and close our eyes and focus on this idea. Love gives me the courage to be who I am and the confidence to allow others to be who they are by building a world with words of freedom. Love gives me the courage to be who I am and the confidence to allow others to be who they are by building a world with words of freedom. And so it is. It was the psalmist who said, "Let the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be acceptable in thy sight." When our words and our hearts are aligned, they are acceptable, because being acceptable means being aligned with the highest truth that we know. It means being authentic and loving in the expression of who we are as our own unique, beautiful self. It means speaking words that uplift and encourage and that build a wonderful world for all. So thank you for joining me today in the courage to build a world with words of freedom. And may your freedom be felt within you and all around you as you speak those words of love. Have a wonderful day.